Hello, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are located. How's it going there, everybody? As you all know, I am the founder of formerly known as Honor the Elite, but here we are now for FTR Follow the Revolution. We have a couple amazing, great content creators and a very special guest. On top of that, today, we have actually, we will go around the horn so that way they can introduce themselves. We're going to start off with this man has been very awesome with his knowledge with Sky Blue. I mean, I thought my Statlander knowledge was good. I can't compete with this guy, and that would be Thomas. How's it going, Thomas?
I'm very good, Gary. It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm the admin of Sky Blue news page. Basically, try to keep up to date with the latest schedule and events of Sky Blue, and basically lots of fun facts and information about her. Not necessarily like a fan page, because there's loads of them out there anyway, but try to be more informative and show a different side of her. Some fun facts and some historical things about her. I try to do it on a daily basis on the page. So if you're a fan of her and you want to avoid that kind of stuff about Sky, you're more than welcome to come and check out the page for yourself.
I highly recommend it because there's facts that I never knew in my life about Sky Blue, and I pay attention to AEW unconditionally. So next we have a great. Oh, by the way, fun fact, everybody, we have two people from the UK today. So the next person here is Jim. Jim has been a great follower of mine since I want to say for the longest time for Honor the Elite, but how's it going there, Jim?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Very well.
Good to hear. Do you have anything?
Can we say something else?
Yeah, I mean, I like to plug, for like a friend or yourself.
Hello. Yeah, maybe 3 years. So yeah, I've always liked all elite wrestling since the beginning, really. So
the lag is going to be brutal today.
Yeah.
And he's disappeared again.
No!
Oh no!
Man down! We're man down.
Well, guys, Jim will be back. I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties here. Next, we will go to PJ Izzy. He is the founder of Pro Wrestling World 64. He used to be a former admin over a page that I seriously support. But I'm glad that PJ Izzy is doing some great things over there at PWW 64 is what I like to call it. But I'm not going to acknowledge that because, you know what? I'd rather him give a good plug to his page more than I should. So, just me.
Yes, I am PJ Izzy. I run Pro Wrestling World 64, which the name became because I was playing Kirby 64, and I'm like, what should I name this page? And I looked at the box art again. I'm like, let's just name it Pro Wrestling World 64. Used to be an admin at Pro Wrestling Network until things happened, and now I'm just on my own page, for better or for worse. So, page is going good. It's going the way I want it to. I've been watching wrestling since, 96, 97. And it's all because I laughed at someone playing Razor Ramon on Super WrestleMania. Either Royal Rumble or Super WrestleMania. And then my dad turned on wrestling for me, and it's the Attitude Era, and I was pretty much hooked ever since. So I love wrestling. It's up there with like NASCAR and anime for me. So if you're ever on my page and you see me making other references to other sports and other of my hobbies, that's usually why. And I'm glad to be here too.
NASCAR. I can't picture you like a NASCAR. I don't know why.
Yeah, everyone is always like, hey, what sports do you watch? Or try to talk to me about football, basketball. I don't watch anything else but NASCAR. So wow. I'm double TVs tonight for the Coke 600 and for Double or Nothing. I think all of my hobbies you can just blame on my dad for.
All right, perfect. All right, so we will just be doing our predictions here, as mentioned there, everybody, and then we will get right into it. Jim did message me saying that it's quite windy where he's at, so he's going to check. It's a little error here. But yeah, let's get right into it. One match I'm really excited for, which I'm going to say this should be on the main card. Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo. So I guess what we will do is just, me and then, of course, work our way down. Me personally, I really feel this match should be, a disqualification. I think this is going to lead to a lights out match. Thunder Rosa doesn't have a fear of those. Deonna Purrazzo has that, no pun intended here, but edgy side of her as a late, and I'm loving it. Deonna is so underrated. Yeah, I think the match is just going to end in a DQ. Something, I think it needs to be built a little bit more, and AEW has been very strong lately with their storyline development, so I like that. So if it doesn't lead to a DQ, I think Rosa will certainly win, and then Deonna goes crazy on Thunder. So that's my pick. And next is Sky Blue Thomas.
I think, when this match got announced, my first initial thought was, why is this not a DQ or a hardcore match? Like, this has been brewing straight away for a while. So, definitely Deonna is becoming more of a heel, and I like that she's going down this heel kind of route she's going down, and it looks like the fact that this isn't like a no DQ or lights out or something like any kind of special match, and it's just on the 0 hour card, does say to us that there's going to be something more down the line between the two. And I think at the moment, I mean, there's quite a lot of storylines taking place right now in the women's division, so there's so much going on. So I don't think they have somewhere for these to kind of go at the moment after this kind of feud. So that might be the reason why I think they may be dragging it on. I think there's also a very real possibility that Jamie Hayter will return tonight as well. That might play a factor into the women's division. There was a little omen that took place today, actually, where now I'm about 80% confident that she's going to return tonight for Double or Nothing and make a surprise appearance, simply because her hometown, Southampton's football club, got promoted to the Premier League today. And I thought, what an omen that would have been if she turns up tonight, Double or Nothing. But just wanted to throw that in there. It's a nice little omen. But yeah, I agree with you, Gary. I think Thunder Rosa is probably going to win. I think Thunder Rosa is going to win this match, or Deonna Purrazzo is going to maybe do something cheesy or heelish to win the match, just to get one over Thunder, and then they'll. I think it's just 1-0, isn't it, to Thunder Rosa between two? I think so. It could be that Deonna levels it with some kind of heelish tactic or something, or just gets a roll-up pin or something, and then they have the tiebreaker either on Dynamite or Collision at some point. I think kind of to try and blow it off. I think or they'll drag it on a bit longer. I'm not sure, but there's so much in so many storylines at the moment. So, but yeah, that's what I think. I'm going to go with Deonna to win, actually, now that I think more about it. I think Deonna will win, and I think she's going to do something either like a roll-up 1, 2, 3, like get away with it, or some kind of heelish tactic to level the field, and then we'll have that tiebreaker.
Perfectly said, Thomas. All right, poor Jim over here. Hopefully, the storm will lighten up on him a little bit. What do you think, Jim? Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo. Who do you have? Wow.
It's really bad where it is.
Yep, I think so.
Bad weather that we were getting in like last week.
All right. Just for right now, we will move on to, well, there we go. BJ Izzy.
I think Deonna Purrazzo wins it. I believe she's going to cheat to win, and then we'll get our lights out. It's probably going to be a like Rampage match, which I'm perfectly fine with because I love it when Rampage does stuff like this. So I think Deonna Purrazzo wins it, and then we get the lights out between Rosa and Deonna, whatever the next special Rampage is.
Let's see. When could that be? Maybe around Forbidden Door time?
Maybe. When's Blood? I think Blood and Guts is after Forbidden Door. So, yeah, it's going to be probably before Blood and Guts, or before Forbidden Door, unless they do it at Blood and Guts.
I don't think they'll drag it out till that long. Those two, I don't think they will. I think as a part of me feels like, yeah, if it ends up tight, can it be like because both of them are not the kinds of their characters are not the kind of like stalling out sort of thing. They both want to just get on with it, sort of thing. So I think it dragging maybe another 2 weeks, but maybe I don't know if they'll if they can drag it on further than that before another match.
Early June's definitely want to see it happening.
For sure. And I can't wait to see that, this get built a lot more because, I mean, Rosa and Purrazzo is just, I think they just really mesh well together.
Yeah, surprised. I wasn't expecting to enjoy that feud as much as I have so far.
I like that there's a feud and it's not involving a championship, which is we don't see enough on AEW. I mean, we get it in Ring of Honor, but we don't get enough of it in AEW because there's always a championship involved. So it's nice that there are feuds. There's a feud here that's not involving a championship. I want to see more of that from the women's in the women's division more. It doesn't always have to be about championships, but it's just giving them enough airtime and enough and matches. Obviously, is the difficult matches as well because they can only have one match on Rampage, Collision, and sometimes they can have two on Collision, can't they? But they don't get many matches on TV, which is a bit frustrating, I would say.
Yeah, like that whole Saraya Hardy versus Ruby and Ange. That was pretty fun. I enjoyed that. I want more of those small type of stories going on for the women. It doesn't need to be for a title. I don't even need to be like every week on Dynamite or Collision. I like having something like that on Rampage. It gives me something to look forward to.
Yeah, and I think Tony's trying to make the best of it because I still swear it's a Warner Brothers Discovery thing because when you're watching a Ring of Honor pay-per-view, I mean, you guys know that the last one that they had over 60 plus minutes worth of women matches combined. And, the Stardom 6-woman tag, like that went on for almost 20 minutes. So
that was fun. That was fun.
So that's what I really think it comes down to. It's Warner Brothers is kind of limiting AEW a little bit. And that's if that's the case, because that's just so damn unfortunate. So, people get Nitro vibes with Dynamite. I mean, I've been hearing that since being a fan, which kind of makes sense because WCW barely showcased any women except Medusa. So
Gorgeous George.
Yeah, exactly. So, but who knows? The next one here, I'm surprised this is actually a match. Is it on the pre-show? I really hope it is. Which we have the Acclaimed, and they will be going up against the Cage of Agony, Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony. I think, Thomas, is this on the pre-show?
It is on the pre-show because they put it on the poster with Thunder Rosa and Deonna as well as Renee, RJ, and Jeff Jarrett's got to be in with Renee on the buy-in. So that'll be a little bit of banter there with Jeff Jarrett. That's for sure. So I'm looking forward to that. But I think this is just I think I'm expecting the Cage of Agony to actually win this match. And I'm thinking what's next for the Acclaim sort of thing. Whereas the Cage of Agony now, no longer the Gates of Agony, moving on from Swerve. So they're gonna go and do their own thing now. Gonna try and I feel my thought process is of the way that kind of because of who they are and they are try and build them up as a really strong trios team. I don't know if I'll go as far as them winning the AEW Trios Championships, maybe down the road. But I actually expect them to win this match. But I'm not kind of sure what goes on from here. I mean, it's just like a kind of like, I feel like a part of me feels like they just put this together just to put them on the card at least, you know, rather than anything else. So, but I'm not kind of sure what's next for the Acclaimed after this. I think they're just kind of going to be flying about at the moment because, you know, ever since they've lost all the they lost the championship. It's kind of like, what's next for them? Like, we haven't reached the point of breaking Billy Gunn up with the Acclaimed. So if you're not going to do that, what's next for this team? Are the Acclaimed going to go back after tag titles or what? Like that's kind of like my question marks about what's going to happen next with the Acclaimed after this. But yeah, I'm thinking Cage of Agony will win this match.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to go with the Acclaimed, and I say that's unfortunate because, man, Brian Cage is just, man, I want him to get a nice push. I really, really do. But the reason why I'm thinking the Acclaimed, because fun fact, they have never lost on a pre-show. So, you know, I can see why the Acclaimed, you know, they have so much hype around them. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe Bowens will be suspended even more with his crazy remarks with his little rap tonight again. But yeah, that's the one I'm definitely going for. But
I
man,
have
I
no idea.
Because Cage of Agony just became a thing. Yeah, just something that's going to be the Acclaim. Go ahead there, PJ. What do you think, man?
I want, like, in my gut, I want to say Cage of Agony. Simply because you're right, they did just, like, break away from Mobile Embassy and all that name stuff, and this is their first quote-unquote big match as their own trios again. But the Acclaim, I can't imagine the Acclaim losing, because the only thing, if they lose, I feel like they have to turn heel by that point. Like, just be frustrated from not really getting things to go their way lately. And I don't think that would be the best idea to have them turn heel right now either. So I think I'll go with Cage of Agony just because I feel like they just can't lose right now. And I will probably put it up to them, as much as I don't want it to happen twice on the pre-show, I'll put it up to Cage of Agony somehow cheating to win or some kind of interference or something. I don't see the Acclaim losing just regularly clean.
We could say maybe a miscommunication between the Acclaimed that cost them the match, and maybe that could start something perhaps between the Acclaimed between each other. Maybe like a miscommunication cost them the match. Maybe something like that, rather than them losing. Maybe there's like they clashed into each other or something, or someone was supposed to be they missed time, like planned to miss time or something that cost them the match. Maybe could maybe
Possibly,
that heel tactic maybe by the Cage of Agony maybe.
I can see that happening. I think the only thing that like throws a wrench into my idea is Defy has a show called For the Glory where they're advertising the Acclaim. So unless they get rid of Billy, I don't really know. I know indie rules and AEW rules like work differently, but in my mind, stuff that happens on TV will reflect on the indies in a way. Like, but I'm still gonna stick with Cage for right now.
Yeah, I mean, after all, like the Acclaim did lose last night. I mean, in a match, so hopefully I could be proven wrong. And I do admit, for once, with the buy-in match, this is kind of unpredictable. So I like that. That's what I want AEW to do is, you know, go back to that unpredictability.
Yeah.
Not their pay-per-views are not. I feel like I think the last pay-per-view actually surprised me with, you know, quite a handful of matches. So that's good.
They had 3 matches on the 0 Hour last pay-per-view, didn't they? So is it possible they may introduce one more match between now and Because
know-
I was thinking, like, they've only introduced 2 matches. Where's the third match? There's normally a third match, isn't there? So
Usually, I was expecting Mariah May to have a match somewhere.
yeah, she could do.
Mariah May and Anna Jay? Why not?
Yeah,
You know, the
run
woman
that back.
card? May J. There we go.
AJ.
That was pretty bad, but ooh, maybe, just maybe, we could see a return now. Just thinking about. But and again, like when this predictions is done, we will talk about our hopes and expectations. Even though I did post that on Follow the Revolution Facebook page earlier in the week, but I'd like to hear our thoughts on that. Well,
Yeah.
The next match I really can't wait to dive into because this match is going to be fire. But in the meantime, let's show a clip, and this is easily one of my favorite clips that I've seen in the last 24
in the universe.
Lucha Brothers!
Because we have cero miedo anymore!
So we have the Bang Bang Gang going up against the Death Triangle. It is officially now for the unification titles. I mean, I'm kind of surprised with this move from Tony, but it is what it is. I'm gonna say it right now. I think the Bang Bang Gang is certainly going to win, just because I think somebody's gonna return. I think Juice Robinson's gonna return here. Because I was wondering, why did the Guns lose within a matter of minutes last night? It felt like just a really quick finish, and I was surprised, but I can see why. They're really saving it for tonight. So usually history repeats itself with wrestling. Once the losing team loses before the pay-per-view, the losing team actually wins for the pay-per-view. So also, we should talk about our excitement levels for each match on the main card. So like a 1 out of 10, what is your hype for it? For this one, I'm going to give it a solid 9. I don't care what anybody says about the criticism with Jay White's booking. I think Jay White has been booked phenomenal. And that's going to be no exception here. I think he's actually going to pin Pac, and then maybe that can continue a feud going forward with Pac and Jay White. Because, man, those two are badass. So, and maybe, Thomas, maybe we could see Pac and Jay White at a win. I mean, I'm sure you will like that, my friend. So
yeah, I definitely want to see that singles match without a shadow of a doubt. And I 100% agree with you about Jay White. I think people are generally jumping to conclusions. He's still doing single matches like every now and then as well, like last couple of weeks. So I don't know why people are like saying like, Jay White should be doing single matches. It's just like, to me, it's like, what's the rush? Like, there's so many single stars right now in AEW, and like he will get his time. There's no rush yet to it. I mean, yeah, and to be absolutely fair, I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure when he first got signed, like they bounced lots of ideas and whatnot, and he's definitely, like, his relationship with the Guns has really clicked. It worked out well for him, and it's worked out really well for the Guns. Ever since after they lost the tag titles, it was kind of like, after they lost the tag titles, it was a case of what's next for the Guns, because it kind of like felt like the momentum and everything about them kind of just eviscerated from them, because they didn't have their dad and they didn't have their championships, and it was kind of like, what's next for them? So, and them being a part of what was originally Bullet Club Gold, now the Bang Bang Gang, has really, really worked out well for them, and the entrance, the theme, and everything is just so perfect for them. And I just love their characters, Austin and Colton. Their characters are just so phenomenal, so hilarious at times. It's so funny. You can't help but laugh sometimes with these guys, especially with the wagon now, with all the jackets. I love that. I was seeing that, and I was just like, oh my God, talk about you guys being lazy. It's like, no, I can't carry all these chargers. Let's just put them all in this wagon and just drag it around with us. When you were saying, obviously, about the Guns losing on Collision, I think it might be this picture this secret picture that might be painting that the Guns can't beat the Lucha Brothers on a tag team, but when it comes to Jay White, it's like a different level sort of thing. Like I think he will be like that difference maker in this. I think he will be the key. If the Bang Bang Gang retain their championships, which I'm in agreement, I think they will retain the titles. I think it will be because of Jay White. I'm 50-50 on whether Juice Robinson will turn up or not. Didn't they have a cardboard cutout and then they stopped doing the cardboard Juice Robinson? I was disappointed. I was like, did not people want to buy a
No, I mean, that's
Juice
the funny thing is that was actually one of the hottest merchandises that they were actually selling at that time. So, I mean, I'm a number guy, so obviously I read statistics through and through with AEW. So, but yeah, I don't know why they got rid of it. Maybe just because.
Yeah,
You know,
I love the kids obviously coming out on Saturday with the Lucha Brothers. That was so cool. That was so cool, and they played those kids were fantastic. I loved how they just played it. That's a nice little touch. I don't know whether they'll come out. I don't think they'll come out in the entrance tonight. They might do. They might not. But yeah, I'm gonna give this an 8 for in terms of hype because. I mean, it's Death Triangle. They're gonna do flipping stuff. It's gonna be a fun stuff, and Pac is just gonna murder the Guns whenever he gets into a ring with them. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun match for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna go with you, Gary, and I think the champs are gonna retain their titles.
it needs to happen for sure. And shout out to Pro Wrestling World 64 with the whole thing with Juice Robinson. You gotta go and watch the clip that PJ posted today. It was perfect. It's like 7 seconds of Juice, but it makes me want to actually take some good NyQuil. There's a reason why I'm saying that. PJ is a damn good content creator. So
Yeah, I was thinking of like last night, I was trying to get my kids to bed, and I'm like, why won't they go to bed? And they're constantly on it's summer break. I'm like, all right, you're right, but at the same time, no, like go to bed. But I think we have Bang Bang Gang win, and like y'all have said, I think Juice Robinson is gonna. I don't think he'll be like his official return, but I think he'll show up and help them win. I can't believe it that I've turned to loving the Guns from how they were, about a year and a half ago. I used to hate these guys and they would just go away from heat for me. But now it's like, I love seeing them every week. I love watching their Twitter stuff from the Bang Bang Lounge. Jay White is probably my third or fourth current all-time fave for how much he's kept me into New Japan. So I love Death Triangle. The match is going to be crazy, but I need a Bang Bang Gang win from that. I need it. I need them to keep holding the belt. I need the wagon to still go. I need them to just be even more crazy and insane and deranged as they already are. I look at them, they're like 4 of my paralysis demons manifested with just how crazy they love to act. It's how I would act with my friends back in high school, and it just reminds me so much of that.
yeah, I mean, I never knew I would grow on, the Guns as well. True story. Like a couple years ago, I went to my first ever Dynamite, and they were just in a match for the taping of AEW Dark Elevation at the time, and here they are now. And this is one thing that I can never understand with some of the bias, that Tony really does create some good stars, and he is really letting the Guns wing it, and there's something special, man.
And hopefully one day we get Many Men by 50 Cent back. I know it probably costs a lot,
yes, we need that back. We need that back. I'm sorry. Like, yes, I don't get me wrong. I love the music that they have at the moment, but I still want to see it. Wembley Stadium, play 50 Cent, Many Men, have them come out to that.
Yes. One more time. Just do it one more time.
Yeah. Just walk it out one more time, TK. Just one more time.
I mean, knowing Tony, he does anything imaginable to make a show very special. So who knows, Thomas? Maybe he will. All right, so the next match. So we have Chris Jericho putting his title on the line against Hook and Shibata. Now, listen, I'm a dude that wears extra large shirts. So
He's too large to be wearing a floral pattern.
Booty shirt.
I mean, that's just cool, man. That's just cold.
If they played that clip like 10 seconds more, Joe would just come in and just bulldoze him.
And we all agree Shibata is going to be. It's just, I can't say it enough. This guy needs to be on like something with the new AEW show on YouTube. Something.
God,
I want to see more of Shibata.
And the phone.
I-
Put him on commentary with the phone, like he says, presses a sentence to Shivani or Nigel.
it's something that should not work this well, but it does.
It does, yes.
Bloody learning tree, yeah.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
But yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Jericho had this new learning tree merch that just came out. Usually that leads to a talent winning. So Jericho is going to win, but I think there's going to be more to it going forward with Hook and Shibata. I think maybe, they teased the hell out of something with Hook, Shibata, and Joe. So there's that possibility of being a trio. If that does happen, listen, I pay in debit cards, so whoever wants my Venmo, I would give you my Just, you got the technical style with Joe and Hook, and you got Shibata just hard hitting. That sounds like a dream trio to me. So, but yeah, I do wish this was on the pre-show. My excitement level, unfortunately, is teetering a 5 and a 6 out of 10. Never thought I would say that with a Shibata or Jericho match. Not Jericho and Shibata, but with Hook and Shibata being in a match. But I think it is what it is. I get what Jericho is doing. He's kind of pulling the CM tactics for being a little bit of a narcissist. But whatever, that's a whole different thing. Yeah, Jericho makes me want to wave to somebody random. Hi. Why are you talking to me? Leave me alone. Well, I'm getting in your head. So, and amazingly, Jericho, ever since he's really been more active on this learning tree, he's been the highest rated segment. So people are really buying into it. So there's
the learning tree works, and people want to learn from the learning tree, Gary.
Yeah.
We discuss that all the time in the
I see it on the Discord all the time about how much they love the learning tree. I was just like, why don't you just say guys that hating Chris Jericho?
There's usernames in there with the learning tree. That's what I love about it. If you guys do want to follow that, I will send you the link so that way you guys can certainly join in the fun for that. It's great. Yeah, literally no holds barred. They're PJ, so let me tell you, we say anything crazy.
That's perfect for me.
And Shelby, if you'll be watching this later, hopefully Hook will win for you tonight. So Shelby is somebody from the Discord. She's a big Hook fan. So
we'll have a meltdown if Hook does not win.
Just unfortunately, he's not. I mean, if anybody, I hope it's Shibata too. I don't know. Something tells me this could also lead to maybe Jericho and Taz. If Taz gets healthy enough with his most recent surgery. So I'm just fantasy booking. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope on that.
I'm like I'm not like, this is like one of the, I'm like, I've got the card, I'm looking at the card right now, and I was just like, if there's the one of the least matches that I'm least hyped for, I would say that's probably, in terms of which is the least match I'm least hyped for, it's tied between that and Orange Cassidy and Trent Barreta in terms of hypeness for me. So, and that's no disrespect to any of the talent, but it's just like when you look at some of the other matches we'll get into, it's just like it's a tough card to step out of when you're looking at that card overall. But I think Hook and Shibata, and Chris Jericho, they will have a good triple threat. I think it'll be a great match. Is it going to be one that people will talk about when the night is over? No, I don't think so. Because I agree with you, Gary. I think Chris Jericho is going to retain. I don't expect. I don't. Well, actually, there should be shenanigans because of what's his name? It's going to be at ringside. Yeah, that's it. Yes, he's going to be at ringside, isn't he? Because he's eager to learn from the tree. So
maybe Enzo will be out there on top of
it. He'll be out there in the crowd. Be like, get that guy out here. Yeah, I think Chris is going to get a big hand from Big Bill to retain his championship. But yeah, this whole thing with Joe with the promos, I'm really intrigued to see what happens here. Like whether it's like, as you say, maybe a trios, or maybe even just Hook and Joe end up becoming a tag team. Like, could you imagine them as a tag team and winning the AEW tag team titles? Could you imagine those two together? Like, that's gonna be brutal. That's a brutal tag team together, just those two. But yeah, I mean, I bet it would be amazing if they were a trios team as well. But yeah, I expect Chris Jericho to retain. I expect it to be a good match. I wouldn't say call it be the biggest match on the card, but yeah, not super hyped. Roughly about, I'd say about 5 for me, 5, 6, about the same. Gary, with you. But yeah, Chris Jericho retains. But if they want to do one funny thing in this triple threat match, just give Shibata a microphone when everyone's down. Give him his phone and have him say something on his phone, just say something stupid, just to kind of just like break the ice. If people are like not feeling this match, like just do something stupid like that. It would just if people aren't feeling it or whatever. But yeah, it's gonna be a good solid match. But yeah, Jericho to retain, I think.
Yeah, I kind of think Jericho wins, and then what I'm hoping for is that they do Joe, Shibata, Hook in the trios, and maybe have them beat Bang Bang Gang at All In or All Out. I feel like that'd be like a full circle thing, especially with Hook and Joe, considering the whole Taz and Joe thing back in TNA. As far as excitement level, I'm at 3, so it could be a good thing that people aren't excited for this match, because then maybe they'll go a little bit more hard in this match.
That's true. Yeah.
But my excitement's really at 3. I already know Jericho's winning. I'm just hoping for some fun spots until Jericho gets the 3 count.
Yep.
Hopefully this will be actually the first match on the card itself. So we'll just get out of the way. I mean, man, that's just sad because I like all 3 of these men. I mean, I've always been a Jericho-holic for pretty much my not entire life of being a wrestling fan, but long as I've been a Jericho supporter, which was back when he had the long goatee. That's when I really started liking Jericho. So like late 2002, early 2003. So did I say 2022? I meant to say 2002.
Yeah.
It's been around a long time, so it's okay.
All right, so the next one here, look, the hourglass is always ticking for this amazing timeless Toni Storm, okay? And crazy to think that 2 years later, Serena Deeb is on the card. The reason why I think that's crazy, the last time Serena Deeb was in a very big position for a title was actually at Double or Nothing in 2022. Against Thunder Rosa. So, I mean, that's one thing I like about, Tony with some of his writing. It's cool that he brings back something that we've seen, like, from this exact pay-per-view. It's really neat. But I'm not going to go too much into detail with this because I don't think Serena's going to win. I think it should be a good outing. It should be fun. But I do maybe, again, this is all predictions here. I would love, Tony Storm to win, doing her thing, and then we see the arrival of Jamie. I seriously would love that very much. I did post something on the page before coming on here today that Jamie did lose at Double or Nothing last year because of her unfortunate injury. Let's get this going, please. I know I wanted to originally wait for All In for her, reappearance. That way she can get that really hot moment. But lead that towards All In. But yeah, that's my prediction there. But Serena better watch out for the shoe. I mean, somebody will have it, Mariah or Gunther. So, Gunther? Did I really just say Gunther?
You said Gunther. I was like, Gunther?
I meant to say.
I wish he'd be there too, but
He's
I am watching more
Handsome Butler known as Luther.
Damn, I am really watching more than Chris Jericho.
I love that Butler. He's
I am
Luther is so good. He's so good.
Sorry, Gunther. I hope you win the title though. But yes, timeless Tony Storm for me for sure, and a Jamie return. And my excitement level for it, I'm going to be honest, I'm very intrigued with it. I'm going to give a 7.5 out of 10.
I'm a lot more excited for this one just because of the possibility of Jamie Hayter returning. I'm going to go over almost an 8 and a 9 because. And the thing is, I'm glad you brought up about last year. About Serena Deeb was from last year. Was it last year or 2022? You said was it? Yeah, that heel Serena Deeb. I miss that heel character Serena Deeb. She was so vicious in the ring in the build-ups to her match against Thunder Rosa, who was the then champion. And I was like at that time, I was like, please give her the belt. Please give her the belt. But they didn't give her the belt. And I was just like, oh, I felt like I felt she could have been a really, really great heel champion at that time. Don't get me wrong. I love Serena Deeb. I think she's absolutely amazing. I just think she should be so much better as a heel character than as babyface. And maybe it's because she wants to play that role more than anything, which is cool. But I want to see her as a heel. I really want to see that side of her that we saw a few years ago of her, that vicious, nasty, that absolutely obliterates her opponents. I don't know if we'll get a bit of that side of her in this match. We might do. This is going to be a really good match. But something tells me that Mariah May and Luther may cause shenanigans that may cost Deeb the match as well. I don't know if that will directly cost her, but I do expect Tony Storm to retain simply because Tony Storm's just too hot. Everyone loves her, the character. Like you can't nobody feels like, oh, I'm tired of Tony Storm. Like nobody's feeling that right now. Like she's still really hot as a champion. So when people start feeling that about a character, that's when you need to change something with her. But right now, she's just right now knocking it out the park with her promos, and the whole black and white thing is just so perfect. it just works. So yeah, I can't see Tony Storm losing the championship. I've had a lot of people saying that they think Mariah May is going to take the title off Tony Storm. I'm not convinced by that at all, just because I don't think Mariah May's been with the company long enough to warrant that championship. I can understand why people might make that, but no disrespect to Mariah May, I think she's absolutely fantastic, but I don't want her winning the championship, taking it off Tony Storm. I think it should be someone like Jamie Hayter. She will be a champion, without a shadow of a doubt. Like the character and her wrestling is fantastic, but I'm hoping that Jamie Hayter returns tonight. That little omen I said at the start of the show, I'm hoping that's the omen that we might get of her coming out. And it makes sense as well. You know, the story is literally there because she lost the championship to Jamie Hayter, and Jamie Hayter wasn't 100%, and yes, the story is literally written there as well. Like, I'm back because I want my championship. I'm not here to play about. I want what's rightfully mine. So, yeah, I'm really excited for this match, because not just for the quality of the performance from both these ladies, but the shenanigans from the likes of Luther and Mariah May, and yeah, the possibility of Jamie Hayter. Really, I am feeling that tonight as well, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it should be good all around. PJ, before we go to your prediction, I got to ask you, will, in fact, Mariah May distract Serena Deeb with another motorboat? Because that was cool.
I mean, I wouldn't hate that.
Was perfect. I'm sorry.
I was watching this collision with my wife's friends, and one of her coworkers and her wife. They saw that and immediately fell in love.
Right.
Do you know what I tweeted, by the way? I tweeted when I tweeted the next day, and because I watched it in the morning here, and I said she's trying so hard to get Anthony Bones' attention. She's been trying to get his attention on Twitter for long. So everyone knows Anthony Bones is gay, but she's doing it just to wind people up.
I mean, I think Mariah May is really good.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy how well that she's been able to fit in for AW for being like this early on in it. Like, I know a lot of people are always like, oh, they'll get a push and then they'll be on like Rampage for like the next 6 months. I'm like, May has pretty much proven that she's gone into the company and she's on nearly every Dynamite and Collision and Rampage sometimes, which it's the stuff I like to see. Like, bring them in, have them be pushed. She's not in the world title picture, but she's around the world champion, which she needs to be. And I'm at the point now to where I don't think that turn is ever going to come anytime soon until maybe Storm loses the title. I was originally thinking like, oh, Storm's just going to keep ignoring May. And I pretty much thought Storm would like keep ignoring Mariah May, and then Mariah May would like get tired of it, and then she'd be all like, "Oh, I'm going to turn on Storm and get the belt." But thankfully, that's not happened right now. I think it'll be after Storm loses the title, and then May sees her hero finally fall, and it's like, "Oh, I don't want to follow this person anymore." But as far as the match tonight, I think Storm wins it, and then like I hope Jamie Hayter comes back. Don't do the title match until All In. And that will be the perfect time for all that. As far as excitement level, though, I'm at like 7 or 8 for that one. Mainly because it's another one of those I already know who's winning. It's going to be a great match, but since I already know it's a Storm win, I wouldn't hate a Deeb win. I'm kind of at 7 or 8 for that one.
They could play they could just play the card of Tony Storm could basically say, if Jamie Hayter does come back and say, I'm not going to just give you a championship. You have to go and earn it. And Jamie Hayter has to go and win a bunch of matches before she can have her title shot. So they could do that. They could play that angle. If they didn't want to do the match at Forbidden Door and wanted to do it All In. They could do that.
Yeah. All right, the next one here, I'm going to let him pick first and, make his prediction first, because I'm telling you now, I've been wanting to hear this since I wanted Thomas to join me for this. You know, Roderick Strong and Will Ospreay, I mean, obviously I'm going to say my prediction. Thomas, can we please hear you say bruv quite a few times? Because we're
Listen, I haven't got an Essex accent. I can't do it like Ospreay does it, bruv. I can't. Oh,
come on now,
bruv. I'm telling you, this is gonna be so good, bruv. It's Will Ospreay. That's all you need to know. Everything else is irrelevant. It's Will Ospreay. I mean, damn. I mean, I'm privileged enough to have seen. I consider myself privileged enough to have seen him live, and privileged enough to have actually met him and get a photo with the guy and actually briefly have a brief chat with him. Like, he's a proper guy. Like, he's a proper down to earth guy. You know, full all intensive purposes, you know, and this. I part of me, like, when this match got announced, right, I was straight away thinking, like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you not going after Swerve? And I guess, yeah, they don't want to have that match yet. So, and my prediction was, I think they're waiting until next year, maybe, before Will Ospreay becomes world champion. And I think this is, and Will, because he's always a team player, he's always been a team player everywhere he goes, you know, the kind of thing for promotions. And he's thinking, give me this international title. I want to elevate it. I want to take it loads of places. Like, I want to build it just like Orange Cassidy did, you know. And I've said this in your comments on one of your posts before, but I'm saying this now. He's taking that title to Uganda. He's going to defend that championship over there. I'm telling you, absolutely, he's going to do it. He's going to defend that championship in that mud wrestling ring. It is going to be so glorious when he does. And this also key thing as well. I think this is where the downfall and the demise of Undisputed Kingdom begins as well. Because so obviously Roderick Strong loses the championship, yeah. So and obviously Adam Cole is pissed off at Wardlow because Wardlow didn't win the world title, right? Roderick Strong loses. All of a sudden, questions start raising awry. And then before Will Ospreay moves on with his AEW International Championship, Adam Cole comes out, attacks, and all that kind of stuff, and shows, I'm back, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to wrestle. And then at Forbidden Door, you have Adam Cole versus Will Ospreay for the AEW International Championship. The odds are stacked against him in that match. But who comes out and makes the difference and costs Adam Cole the chance to become AEW International Champion? Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF, sets up the match at All In between the two. And also you have the angle of Wardlow, obviously, because he knows what's going on with the Undisputed. So this is where the Undisputed King, as it slowly starts to implode in the next 2 months from this match. That's my prediction. So I think, yeah, Roderick Strong's going to lose this, but I also think this is where Adam Cole shows I'm ready to go pretty much in the ring off as well. So it may not just be a case of Will Ospreay standing up, holding the championship, big celebration sort of thing. It may be a case of he gets attacked by the Undisputed Kingdom, and Adam Cole shows that he's ready to go as well. And then they start this storyline of the slow demise of the Undisputed Kingdom, which leads us to Forbidden Door and MJF, and then that's my bold prediction for down the road. I love it for it to happen, but who knows? So
I'm going to trim this.
I'm going to say 10, by the way, for hype level for this match, just because it's Will Ospreay. So, bruv. I'm
going to trim this live with this one part here. And then, yeah, that will certainly be on my socials. I more than like that booking. I love the thought of that. My prediction easily there. Where's Vicky when I need her? Because she's a really good impersonator for accent. So listen, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Will Ospreay as well. No brainer. I didn't think about the slow fizzle breakup though with the Undisputed Kingdom, but Will Ospreay, I can't say it enough. This man is severely over. Like more than I'm gonna say it. This might be a hot take to some, but I think he's the most over and popular wrestler in the world right now. When you hear the energy from the crowd, you know, with every single show, every time when he's on, you know, people can say, oh, well, it's just the music that's piped in for his theme song saying Ospreay. No, I don't necessarily think that's true.
No, we were screaming. No, in his last Rev Pro match, we were screaming and shouting the house down for Will Ospreay and Michael Oku. We would definitely.
So just listen to his last New Japan appearance. You can hear the Japanese crowd singing Ospreay over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like literally my number one most. Oh gosh, I mean, he's certainly there on actually one of my most recent downloads. Well, he's kind of yeah, he's there. Oh, there we go. So definitely, Will is just phenomenal all around. I do agree with Thomas 100%. Like Will wins, he's going to show why this is a international title. He's going to go globally with this title. I can see him go back to Rev Pro for a match, do things with Progress Wrestling, pretty much in the UK. We're going to see some good shit in Japan for that to get built more for the title. Just everything sounds like endless possibilities with Will becoming champion. And I'm not trying to take nothing against, I'm not trying to take anything away from Arati because I think he is so good at what he does as well. But I think you gentlemen can agree when we watch a interview with Roddy, he really has this mindset where he wants to help out the future stars of tomorrow. And that's one thing that I respect the hell out of Strong for. He did have his really nice pop last night in North Carolina, so there's that for his little indie show that he did. But yeah, with that being said, definitely going with Will. My excitement level, listen, bruv, okay? I give this a 9.5 out of 10. It's going to be really good.
I'm kind of agreeing with everyone else. I did not think about that whole MJF Adam Cole at all into.
Neither did I.
I did not. That did not ever cross my mind. It's actually really, really good. And full
that's why he's not been on. That's why they've not had him on TV, to make it look like that he's still not ready. That's why I generally think. And they're just yeah, we're going to show him tonight that he's ready to go, and then they build up. That's my thought process. It's it makes logical sense because he's you failed me, Roderick. You're my best friend, but you let me down. I'm going to step up. I'm going to take that championship from Will Ospreay. And just when he thinks he's going to take it, who better to steal it from him, to steal the spotlight from his possibility of beating Will Ospreay than MJF? It's written. But anyway, carry on.
I think you've created a scenario that I would actually be mad doesn't happen now. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Will Ospreay for winning the international title. I think he'll pretty much have the same type of run, if not better, than what he did with the IWGP United States belt, and just go all over the world with it. And it's Will Ospreay. I'm pretty sure you can just ask Tony, and Tony will say yes for it. It's not like he's got that star power with him behind him to do all that stuff. So maybe he'll show up in Uganda, maybe he'll show back up in RevPro or New Japan or pretty much anywhere he can get to. I'd love to see him in CMLL. If DPW can get him for any of their shows, that'd be great too. Excitement level is at a complete 10 for that match. I've been watching Roddy since old PWG days. So this match I think this is probably up there as my second or third favorite match of the night.
Well, I like.
Yes, I do agree with this. Will start the downfall of the Undisputed Kingdom.
I just seen an alert on my phone that Thomas has officially been signed from Tony Khan for booking the whole direction of the Undisputed Kingdom. So
if Tony Khan puts me in the booking, I'm just going to give Sky Blue all the championships, probably. Come on, man. I'm biased here.
Yeah, I know that when Will Ospreay signed with AEW, I knew he was going to live up to his potential, because I guess he just doesn't want to work for the grind. But
I feel like he's going to. I feel like he's going to eclipse Omega. He's going to eclipse Omega. I feel like we talk about the hype around Kenny Omega, and I feel like to me, it feels like he's going to eclipse Omega. I feel like he's going to do it. It feels like it. Whether he will or not, I don't know. But it feels like that right now. He's so hot. It's just not even hot. He's literally white hot everywhere he goes. Everything he does.
That's what I meant, Thomas. He's the most over wrestler in the world right now. I mean, honestly, he gives me vibes of. I want to say the last time we've seen somebody this hot in wrestling, I'm just going to say it, Stone Cold back in 98. The fact that you're on that level of popularity is amazing. That might be another hot take, but, we're just about opinions here, right?
and even when they go to places where the crowds aren't that hot or whatever, he comes out of his music and everything. Everyone's just elevated. Literally his song. the thing, the term elevate. He doesn't just elevate the crowd, he elevates his wrestlers, he elevates people around him. I feel
Yeah.
like that he lifts people around him, not just himself. That's what I think is so special about him. It's not all like we all look at him, but he doesn't look at him just himself. He looks at people around him and how can he elevate other people. And that's what I admire so much about him, because it's not just about him, it's about him trying to lift everyone around him as well as just him, as well as improve up in his own game, which I really admire about the man. I really do.
What was it? The stand-up Spanish fly on friggin' what was his name there? Shane Taylor. Like, how the hell did you do that?
That was just. I was not expecting that match to be as good as it was. Like Shane Taylor's good, but for Ospreay to pull that and Stormbreaker, Ospreay's the future of AEW, and I hope that dude's there for years and years and years and years.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed. All right. So before we go to the next match here, I just wanted to share some really fast words here, and that is to my love and appreciation for the HDE Women's Squared Circle. Definitely come back here next month. We will be live here again for those women to elaborate more on their AEW thoughts and such. And it's a really, really good hit. It has been one of the hottest friggin' shows in terms of viewership for Alone as Honor the Elite, but whatever. But they do an amazing job. And Vicky, if you will be watching this later, I hope you feel better. She's very under the weather today. But with that being said, let's go to the next match. And I gotta really just talk about this one for a minute. Jon Moxley and Takeshita. I'm glad there was the little chair angle last night, because quite frankly, now that this is a eliminator match, and makes me believe Takeshita could potentially win here, and I think he needs to win. Nothing against Moxley. I get it. He just became your IWGP World Champion. You don't want to make him a little weak, but then again, this is Jon Moxley we're talking about here. My excitement level, this one's really up there. 9.7 out of 10. Like, it's really, really high. Yeah, I mean, another prediction, John's going to bleed as always. Beat his head in. This should be a really, really good match. So, not much to say on it, amazingly, for my thoughts on it anyway. So, what do you think, Thomas?
I say about an 8.5, 9-ish around it in terms of like just the quality that we're gonna get. I'm really 50-50 on who's gonna win this one, because like I get the angle last night makes it look like that Takeshita is gonna win this. Definitely it does feel like that, but a part of me also feels like I don't want, you don't want like New Japan will not want their world champion looking weak in any way, shape, or form as well. So there is that part of me feels like that. But I think if Takeshita does win, does that mean they're going to have the rematch in New Japan, or they're going to have it at Forbidden Door? I think it's going to be a question mark if Takeshita does win. I'm at the moment leaning towards. I'm leaning just slightly towards Takeshita, simply because of that angle last night. I think if it wasn't for the angle, I would have said that Jon Moxley has to win hands nailed down 100%, because otherwise, just because of him being because he's the champion and because of the champion of New Japan. I think that really, you have to. I think Tony Khan and AW are extremely careful about how they handle Jon Moxley as New Japan's, and with their relationship with New Japan and that world title. I think they're being very careful and very sensitive with it, and rightfully so, to have that, because they have such a strong relationship with New Japan now. And I think they're being very, very careful with it. But also as well, it's really good as well because it promotes New Japan as well. So, and as long as Jon Moxley is committed as a champion to always be there to wrestle for the company, it's a win-win situation for everyone, because, it's so good for their promotion that that John Moxley's always there for them and working and all that kind of stuff. And I hope it does. It brings more people, more audience from AEW over to New Japan. The fact that he's the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Champion. But yeah, on this match itself, yeah, it's just going to be an absolute brawling. Just going to be lots of hard hitting and whatnot. Yeah, it's going to be a great match. But yeah, just Takeshita just about to win. But mind you, though, Takeshita has been winning such phenomenal matches. But the only thing he hasn't done is won a championship, like beating Kenny Omega twice, beating some of the top stars here in AEW, but he just hasn't won a championship yet. So I guess the question really we keep asking ourselves is, when is he going to get his break as a champion? I think the question is a matter. I don't think it's a matter of if. I think it's just a matter of when. You know, considering where he's come from. And I'm so glad, I'm so happy for him, because when he first turned up and he was like this guy was a great wrestler. And he was, I don't know how, they weren't 100% sure of how to use him, but you look at when he first arrived in AEW, the matches that he was, and you see him now, like they've done a great job of building him up as a star. They've done a really, really good job at AEW. So hats off to them for that as well.
Yeah, Takeshita's someone I had no idea who it was. Like, I saw people like freaking out about this guy. I was like, oh, they signed him. I'm like, I don't know who this dude is. I hadn't watched DDT in God knows how long. And he's impressed me. And I hope he wins. It being an eliminator makes me think Takeshita wins. And I know like a lot of people are mad about it being an eliminator, but at the same time, it's not an AEW belt. AEW does not control the IWGP belt. That's Tanahashi in New Japan. So he has to work with them with however this belt is going to be booked. And if they don't want it being defended at Double or Nothing, it's not going to be defended at Double or Nothing. I don't know what to tell people. So and it might be at Forbidden Door. It could easily, and even then people be like, oh, it's two AEW stars. Technically, yes. But Takeshita is also a DDT guy. And you can kind of, I know it's Cyber Fight and Bushiroad are different, but you can also kind of play it into that the same way. Eddie Edwards at one of the multiverse shows decided to be a Noah guy instead of a TNA guy. But I think Takeshita wins it. My excitement level for this one's at 9. I don't even think they've been in a tag match against each other now that I think about it. So this is literally the very first time these two are competing against each other, and it'll go up to a 10 if Moxley bleeds. I feel like I haven't seen him bleed in a while, which is another weird thing to say. So it's going to be fun. It's also an insane match. I know for sure it's my 4th and most look forward match on this entire card, because Takeshita has he came out of nowhere as a guy I never thought I would enjoy watching.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, listen to PJ and Thomas. I mean, you know, there's certain people that do agree.
I said I'm going to kick his ass. If he's going to come in here, he's going to kick my ass.
I'm telling you, I like that little girl. You know, I mean, if she please, so.
What are we doing with these kids these days, teaching this kind of language? What's the matter with our generation?
You'd be surprised of just how easy they pick it up, even when you try to
I've seen more
whisper
than
it.
enough online now of kids.
Right.
The language that they have is terrible.
Oh, it's quite something how quickly they process things. I mean, then again, you know, I can't say enough. Streaming really takes over the world nowadays. And like, let me just say this. I kid you not, dude. It's actually a good story. So when I was with my ex-gen, I want to say her son. Yeah, I think her son Noah was like 6 years old at the time. Anyway, so, you know, I'm just cooking dinner with her. Next thing you know, he comes in and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm watching this really funny movie. I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, yeah, you gonna watch The Talking Douche with me? I'm like, what? Excuse me? And then, like, literally, his words were very smart. I thought he was being snarky with me. But no, he was being really serious. He was watching the movie Sausage Party.
Oh, no.
Like, no. So then I had to put a privacy setting on my Netflix.
Oh no.
So kids say the darndest things, but then again, they really, their minds are like a sponge. They pick it up so quickly. So.
Yeah, I've learned that the hard way.
Well, you literally saw that with the Lucha Brothers kids, didn't you? I mean, they're doing the whole Sarah Romero thing, aren't they?
Oh, I love that so very much.
Yeah.
Me too. All right, so the next that I really can't wait to talk about. So we have Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Moné. I'm gonna say this. Oh my gosh! So the Willow really needs to win here, in my opinion. I get it. Mercedes just signed. I get it. She is perhaps one of your hottest free agents that you've ever signed for the women's division or AEW. You want to make her happy. At the same time, you don't want to make Willow look like she's just, you have to put the title on because of the unfortunate injuries that were adding up with Julia. This has the potential of being something great with Willow and Mercedes. But let's say if Mercedes does win, she's just going to roughshod the women's division because she's coming off as a heel now, which is what I prefer her to be. And then my other prediction, Britt Baker returns tonight. Confronts Mercedes. But I always say, I get it. You need to be a champion when you're a hot free agent that signs with a company, but not necessarily somebody needs to get a title just because you came in. I know that's different with Okada, but people have their opinions on that. But I don't know. This match, I will say, is highly unpredictable, and this is one of the matches featured for the triple main event. So I think this is going to be a hell of a match. My excitement level, I'm going to go with a 8 out of 10. And yeah, I'm hoping Willow wins deep down inside, but I think a lot of our guts are saying Mercedes Moné, but I could be wrong. Let's start with PJ on this one. What do you think, PJ?
No.
Can you hear us there, PJ?
Yeah, I'm back. All right, yeah.
Not sure.
I have no idea what happened. I have no idea what happened with that.
Oh, okay. I was just saying that you can go first on this one with Mercedes and Willow.
You made me pick. I have absolutely no idea who's winning this, to be honest. Like, I want to say Mercedes because that seems like the obvious one. But then when I saw her hold up the belt at the end of, I think Rampage it was, I'm like, well, that's usually a bad omen to touch the belt before your big title match. And Willow's just been so incredibly over as a babyface in this reign. The only way I see Willow losing is if Chris Statlander turns heel and Moné changes everything, or Moné runs everything mantra kind of comes to fruition, in that she paid off Chris Statlander and manipulated her and all that other stuff. Which would be another callback to how Summer Rae kind of manipulated Sasha Banks into becoming the boss.
I want to see a Stat Gilbert so bad.
I know. It would be the only other thing she hasn't done yet. And
I mean,
at least not in AEW.
With Stat's story today on Instagram, sorry to cut you off, PJ. But with Stat's story today, it's just kept on showing slides.
I haven't seen. Wait, she post on Instagram.
What was that?
I was there posting lots of stuff on social, lots of pictures of them together on social media today. Chris Statlander, lots of pictures of them together, like the long friendship that they built, sort of thing. So yeah, the hint of I'm gonna stab you in the back tonight.
I mean, I want it, but for the right reasons, though.
All right, I'm here.
So I'm I'm gonna say Mercedes is gonna win. And originally I was split 50-50, but my prediction changed after Willow cut that promo on Coalition last night when she said like championships come and go, and she was looking at her champions like, you're giving up, you're losing that belt, aren't you? Like you like when you say that, and then she says like, but I'm afraid champion. I was just like, oh, you made it too obvious. You made it too obvious to me. Like, oh, like it was a great promo by Willow, but I felt like I was feeling like, yeah, like I want her to have a longer reign. I'm with so many people that Willow Nightingale deserves a longer reign. She really does. She's a great champion. She's done so well for herself, you know, from when she first signed with AEW. You know, hats off to her. She's such a lovely, wonderful, bubbly personality. Every time she comes out, always puts smiles on people's faces. There could be the way, obviously, of Chris Statlander turning heel is entirely possible. And obviously, given the history, Stokely Hathaway obviously wanted Chris Statlander, did not want Willow. You have to call back to that originally, because it was a case of, if you wanted me, you have to have Willow as well. So Stokely didn't want that initially. We have to remember that. I don't know if people remember that. So that was initially that, but he's kind of gone on with it for now. So it could, and obviously there's been those little hints and teasers, and obviously, yeah, today I can see the turn happening. I don't know if it's going to happen during the match or after the match. I don't know about if Britt Baker's going to return. I want Britt Baker to turn. I don't think they're going to pull that trigger. I don't think they're going to pull Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker on both nights. I think they will pull Britt Baker trigger. I think, yeah, tonight they will have the match and Willow will lose. And then when Mercedes is celebrating everything, Willow's in the ring, Chris Statlander picks her up, and then that's when she turns on her in the ring, and you have the oh my god moment, leaving her like dead carcass in the ring, with just a scorn heel look, and you could just see Stokely just going, yeah, well, trying to be all tough guy, you know, now that Willow's down and out, sort of thing. And yeah, you kickstart that feud there. And yeah, Mercedes goes on a rampage, ripping everyone apart. And then obviously, eventually, because we've seen the teasers of in the past of hopefully, I don't know what Charlotte Renegade's condition is, but we know obviously she wanted the Renegades as her like little faction. So she could start having Robin Renegade kind of by her side, and then if Charlotte's fit, then obviously have them both come together. But it could start having that, and start having people around her and start elevating them as well. So I want to see like a dominant women's faction. We had that with the Outcast. I can definitely see Mercedes having her own little faction, and it would be great for the Renegades if they were to be by her side, because it would elevate them as a team, as well as Robin Renegade's been doing some great singles matches, both on Ring of Honor and obviously AEW matches recently as well. So it'd be a nice elevation for them as well in terms of the women's division. But yeah, based on last night's promo, I think Mercedes is going to win it. But yeah, really hyped for this match. But yeah, Mercedes is going to be the champ, I'm afraid. Sorry, Willow.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we shall see. And very nice subjective opinions here. I'm very intrigued to see what they do for sure. Okay, so the next one here, I'm going to say it, my most hyped match of the night. Ooh. He'll be back, Thomas, I'm sure. Not sure what happened there. But Adam Copeland and Malachi Black.
Oh no!
This has the possibility of being one, if not the best matches of Adam Copeland's late career. I'm not saying of his entire career, but for his late career. I'm really 50 on this one, because with that promo that was cut from Adam Copeland last night.
God, it's the first episode and everything that can go wrong with my phone decides to go wrong.
That now it's really, really 50-50 with me. Is Malachi finally going to get a title, or with Adam Copeland cutting that promo last night? Man, it's really, really tough. No pun intended here, but this was cutting edge. It was beautifully written, phenomenal all around. Like, because I don't think Malachi should lose. I don't think Copeland should lose because he just won the title. The TNT title is known to be a flip-flop title, unfortunately, but man, I'm gonna go with Malachi, but I think we could potentially see the Brood as a possibility. Yeah, it's just because Copeland's keep getting one up on Malachi, so that's what makes me think it could be Black. Again, I'm very optimistic about it. I'm very hopeful that it does happen. And look at that, we got our man PJ here. And
PJ's having issues.
Technical errors. I think it's the House of Black really surrounding us today.
Okay. All right. That was annoying. I don't know. I'm so sorry my phone is messing up the way it is.
It's all right, man. I'm blaming the House of Black because how ironic are we talking about them and then...
Yeah, they're doing their spooky shit, which is causing interference where you are.
All right.
But
there you go.
Man, this match is going to be... I'm serious when I say this. This is my highly anticipated match of that night, more than Anarchy of the Arena, like crazy enough. But man, I'm very intrigued by this, and to make it even better, it's in a barbed wire steel cage match, and people are having a little debate thing, saying, "Oh, that's it they got for barbed wire," but guess what? Who knows? Who knows what else they're going to use more than just barbed wire? I'm just saying that this is really good work from both men, and no brainer that Tony picks on Malachi's option too, and it's making me believe that Tony is going to pick up that new contract option here in the next couple months. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Malachi. This one here is a 10 out of 10 for me for excitement level. I can't wait for it.
So I think first and foremost, Adam Copeland is not going to come out the normal entrance. He's going to rise up with the Ring of Fire around him, like he used to with the Brood.
What did you say, Thomas? What did you just say?
You heard exactly what I said. I don't know if they're going to have the music. I would absolutely go crazy if they played the Brood music, but I don't think they're going to. I don't know if they'll do that or not. But they could play a remix or something similar to it, and have him come out with the black coat, and the black coat, the shades, and maybe work the hair, maybe to have it look like it, and then him rising up with the flames. Like the nostalgia will drive people insane. And it would make sense because and I felt that after what happened with the whole blood thing and the promo he cut, and I was just like, yeah, I'm feeling these Brood vibes, man. I'm feeling the Brood vibes. Like have him do that entrance, if they can make it happen. I don't know if they can get the rights for the Brood theme song. If they can, great. If not, maybe get something similar.
Mikey Buckets will do something beautiful.
Yes, I'm hoping they will do something because it doesn't because his theme doesn't work with that entrance. So they need to do something. They need to play something different if they're going to pull that entrance off. I want Malachi Black to win. I want him to win. I want to see him as a singles star. I really, really do. But a part of me feels like, do I really want to see Adam Copeland lose the TNT title already? Like, that's a part of me how I feel. I feel like I want to see him longer as a TNT champion. So I'm absolutely torn on where this is going to go just as much as you are, because I want to see Malachi Black as TNT champion or any singles championship, because he is more than worthy of it. He's got the skills, he's got the mic, he's got the whole package, Malachi Black. We know that. But like since Adam Copeland, when he won that TNT championship, I thought, okay, they're going to let him have a good reign with the championship, having lots of matches, you know, so he can wrestle lots and lots of different people because he can do the whole Cope Open thing. And then that line he cut on the promo about potentially taking in Buddy Matthews and Brody King and his own house, and I was just thinking, wait, what? Could we get a heel Adam Copeland? I know he's a big fan favorite, but I wouldn't mind seeing heel Adam Copeland. You know, I wouldn't mind that guy in AEW. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing that again. You know, so he raised the stakes by that promo. He raised the stakes even higher with that promo, saying that he could take his house from Malachi, which is just insane. And then there was someone mentioned about obviously the wedding ring was taken from Adam Copeland. So people were speculating about whether Beth Phoenix might turn up. Now, the only reason why I don't think that would happen is simply because Julia Hart's injured. I think if Julia Hart wasn't injured, it would make sense her being interfering in the match, and then out comes Beth Phoenix, and then you have that. It doesn't really. I don't see. I mean, it could work without Julia Hart there, but it would have worked better if Julia Hart wasn't injured. So they may still pull that trigger. They might not, but I'm gonna go with Adam Copeland to retain. But I don't think the House are going to turn on Malachi. I don't think they are. I think what it's going to do is start doubts and seeds of mind within the House. And maybe Adam slowly turns heel and plays more mind games on the House of Black after this, maybe. I think that's my prediction, I think. But yeah, it's going to be an insane match. 9.5 for me out of hype out of this one, just because of the unpredictability.
I wonder if Tony agrees with you, Thomas, since you are hired with him.
Fucking bullshit.
I mean, I guess he disagrees with you. I mean, he can be more nice with his opinion.
That's a shitty opinion. It's the most bullshit opinion I've ever heard.
All right. So, there's some exclusive stuff going on with Tony and Thomas that we don't know about. Oh gosh, gotta love StreamYard.
Man, I have. This is another one. I don't really know who I want to win. I feel like Copeland wins with Red Mist as an homage to Gangrel and everything.
Ooh.
Part of me really wants Malachi Black to win, but at the same time, I've got like this whole fantasy book thing in my head where Jack Perry doesn't have a title yet, and what better way to get him a title than have him beat Adam Copeland? But I want Malachi Black to win the title, so I think Malachi Black wins tonight. I'm gonna stay on that one. I think Malachi Black wins. It'll be a great match. Ruckus will pull out some amazing version of his Brood theme. And the entrance will probably be my favorite entrance of the night, depending on what they do in the main event, or depending on what Swerve or Anarchy and Arena ones do. But yeah, I'm going with Malachi Black on that one, and my excitement level is at a 9 for that.
Please, Tony Khan, do the Ring of Fire. Have him elevate up with the fire. Do it.
Yes, please do that. That take me back to my 90s childhood again.
Yes. Play nostalgia.
I mean, not a lot of people.
My God, who the hell cares?
Okay. Yeah, people are just being vocal online, as you just seen. This is where we just laugh at them. That's what I laugh when they get a new deal done too.
Yeah, they're the type that'll hate anything AEW does, or just hate any positivity at all.
Yep.
It really makes me laugh. That I'm just curious to see when that does happen. I'm gonna more and more. That's just my little. I guess you can call me a mark because that's what people like to use. I don't know what the hell a mark means. I've never heard that terminology until things be spread on the internet. It's weird.
Maybe that makes you a shill. That's the word they like to use. An AEW shill, or I don't know any other negative AEW. I kind of just tune them out by this point.
I guess that makes sense. I'm a big Boston Red Sox fan, and I was a huge fan of Kurt Schilling. So, all right, these
There's
spots are
There's a
horrible.
there's a hardcore Rev Pro fan. He's called Dave, but online he has this. He does like these like art on pieces at Rev Pro. They're called, and he's basically known as Dave the Mark. So he's a mark for Rev Pro. He's an absolute top guy. Yeah, but yeah, he calls himself Dave the Mark.
It's just like Stan and Neckbeard, and like, where do you come up with this stuff?
No, it's
so
one
weird.
of the weirdest names for this.
I mean, when my page was growing, like it bothered me for a tiny bit, and then it was getting bigger and bigger, and then a lot of
He's starting a cult.
confusing. So now I just brush it off and just laugh. I mean, the hate that I get on TikTok now is through the roof, and I don't understand. It's so wild to me, but whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Content creator,
It's
EJ,
bound to happen.
yeah. And Thomas, when your page grows too, man, it's gonna. I think you will be okay. Thankfully.
Oh, don't
because-
worry. Because I'm self-employed because I do cover news and politics on a YouTube channel separate. Like I get it all the time. So I had my first death threat I think about a month or two ago. Like, oh, that's great. You have a nice day. Blocked.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I have something like I liked. Like I'm running out of rebuttals to say, which is crazy. But now I just, if somebody has to say something dumb on a comment, I'm like, oh, you mean that? And then I just turn into a very sarcastic comment, and then I just block. Goodbye.
Yeah, you just got I just pretty much just have a whole bunch of memes saved on my phone, that reaction memes that pretty much just work in any situation.
Yup.
Yeah, what was that? Someone commented on one of Mongo's posts, yeah, and I don't remember what it was. And I said, like, thanks for your opinion or something. I was just like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy the show or something. like just proper dismissed him.
Mongo, and that's a great shout out. Mongo with Cruising Kayfabe. I gotta be careful what I say live on YouTube. So I effing appreciate Josh Mongo to the fullest. Like, if you have to follow a page, Cruising with Kayfabe is phenomenal. Definitely that's my shout out to them. I can express more how much I appreciate them for, but I don't want to drag it on for 5 minutes. But definitely give them a follow. You can follow them on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook. So they're a very positive atmosphere when it comes to AEW relations. All right, so the next two matches, the final two matches, I gotta save the big one for last. Sorry, but apparently PJ was driving and then he was swerving and swerve and Christian Cage. I really can't wait for this match. I don't care what anybody says either about Swerve Strickland with the, their comments saying, oh, well, he's just been a letdown since being champion, but he's just been champion for a month. Like, okay. It's okay to have an opinion on him, just make it make sense. And it never makes sense with the haters. It's just so dumb. But with that being said, yeah, I mean, there's no way Swerve loses. He is being advertised for quite a few shows this summer as world champion. So I think this is just for something for right now until they can find something for Swerve. But I love the development with this story for such a short period of time. They did bring back the storyline with Nick Wayne and Christian. It's perfect, So there is actually long-term storytelling behind this. I've been saying this for a while now. We already know there's going to be shenanigans with Killswitch Engage and Wayne's World and Mama Wayne, all them. So I really feel you could see Keith Lee come back and actually try to even odds a little bit for protecting Swerve. I don't know. I just got that feeling. But with that being said, my excitement level on it, I give it a 7.8 out of 10. but this is also advertised as one of the main events. But I don't think this is going to be the main event for the show to end. So I think that will be the main event, of course, that we will talk about after this one. But yeah, those are my little snippets on it. And off to you there, Thomas.
Yeah, I wanted this to be the main event, but because of Anarchy in the Arena, yeah, I feel that's gonna headline, and yeah, obviously we'll come to that in a bit. But this match, 100% agree. Like, and this, like, I look at this when I'm looking at this card, it kind of just like we talk like in the past, like people talked about how great it was bringing back the AEW ranking systems. Kind of throws a spanner into the AEW ranking system. If you look at how some people have gotten some of the championship matches, like Christian Cage, Mercedes Moné, like Christian Cage, the last time he wrestled, he lost the TNT title. Mercedes Moné, this is her first championship match. Malachi Black hasn't had many singles matches. It does put a dampener on like the. I said personally, I think it was wrong to bring back the AEW ranking system because you have to work with it, but they're not. I don't know if they're actually going to be actually working it. But if you look at the card, some of these don't make sense in terms of the AEW ranking. So I think it's going to end up disappearing again. Oh, Gary, you missed one match as well on the card before the big one.
Which was?
I'm looking at the card. You missed one.
What did I forget?
Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta.
Oh, how did I forget that? Well, okay.
It's probably because it's not one that we're thinking about too much. Actually, to be fair,
shows how good the card is.
Yeah, that one should have been on. I think that one should have been on the pre-show. If I'm honest, just saying, no disrespect to either of them. No, Swerve's been a great champion. Like, he's everywhere. Like, when he went back to, like, when I heard he went back to Defy and he stayed and took photos with everyone, like that, you know,
what?
You're the world champ and you're gonna say, you know, I'm gonna stay here, like, because that's his home. That company's his baby. They did him good, Defy, and he's giving back to them and their fans, and rightfully so for playing a part in helping develop his career. And I love that. I love that so freaking much that he did that. And I think, yeah, you said he got he's advertised for one or two indies as well, didn't he? Was it Hog that he's going to be wrestling on, or?
Yes, Hog High Intensity is the one I know of.
Yes, that I did see that advertisement. So, which is awesome. It's awesome that he wants to, as a champion, that he still wants to try and wrestle on the indies if he possibly can. It's obviously very difficult for him because obviously he has got so much stuff to do. But he thrives off this. He thrives off this. He's taken this championship. Everyone wanted him to be champion. He felt that it was his destiny to become champion, and I want him to have a long run. I don't want it to be a couple of months. I actually think maybe even as far as maybe all the way up to the end of this year, as long as champion. Like really build. Like, I think they can really make this work. I think he's more than capable of going all the way to the end of the year, holding that championship, even against some of the biggest and baddest stars on this roster. And yeah, absolutely, Christian Cage is perfect. Like, what better arsehole to put in front of him than that guy? I mean, we don't expect Christian Cage to win, but we certainly expect shenanigans. I'm not sure about the Keith Lee thing. It could happen. I'm not sure. I was just thinking, so you're just going to forget about the cinder block attempt that was put on you, Keith, if he did that, you know.
Good point.
So, I mean, I don't know if I can see Prince Nana obviously getting attacked and everything and whatnot. Yeah, there's going to be shenanigans in this main event, but yeah, I expect Swerve to win. But yeah, I have no idea who's his next challenger going to be. I think it's going to be someone from New Japan at Forbidden Door.
Oh, for sure.
That's for sure. I'll let you guys predict who that will be, but yeah, Swerve to retain. I'm like 7.5 hype for this. Just maybe they'll have the dancers come out and dance with Swerve again, because I don't know. I do like that. I do like that Prince Nana and the dancers theme all together. It's pretty cool when they do that. But yeah, this is gonna be a good match. And Christian Cage, props to Tony Khan for what he's done with Christian Cage, and Christian every time has just elevated himself even more. I think he's elevated so much more than he was even in TNA right now, because his character is just so good. The whole father thing. I'm still waiting, and I don't give a shit what anyone says about this yet. Why has he not been awarded 2023 Father of the Year award? I wanted that on the last episode of Dynamite. Literally, I want someone going out there presenting him with a Father of the Year award. Didn't happen. I'm very upset about that. So hopefully he will get that award at some point. But yeah, this is going to be an awesome main event.
It's gonna be Swerve, obviously. As far as I'm more concerned about the Casino Gauntlet. I don't know who wins that. I'm hoping, far hope. I'm hoping Hechicero. I've been a Hechicero mark ever since I saw him at that Dynamite I went to in New Orleans. I feel like it'll be a New Japan guy. It'll be fucking hilarious. Or freaking hilarious if it's gonna be Tanahashi for the third straight year in a row. But yeah, I'm going with Swerve. Still be shenanigans from Killswitch and Nick Wayne and Mother Wayne, but I don't see Christian winning it. It'll be a good match though. Christian somehow can still go in 2024 and still be entertaining.
I agree with the fullest. Just to get that one match out of the way, I think Trent wins, builds the story a lot more. So yeah, I think we're going to see a bloody orange on top of it.
You think Don Callis turns on Orange Cassidy? The whole thing is just for him to get closer to Trent?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I can't see Orange being a heel. That would not make sense to me.
No.
No.
Do you think Trent's mom's going to appear?
I mean,
maybe
I will be happy. Yes. We shall see.
I don't know. That would be kind of interesting. Heel Sue. That would definitely be interesting. I kind of want to see that now just to see how that would work.
Mm-hmm. And I think Thomas froze now.
Oh no, did the win get to Thomas too?
I think it did.
Oh no. Thomas, I need to hear your ideas for Anarchy in the Arena. And
Thomas says he's gone. Well, all right, hold on. Let me remove him and then have him come back here. Hold on. Okay, so I did message Thomas. My computer crashed. What?
First episode, of course. At least get it out the way now in the first episode, and then hopefully next episode everything will probably run better.
No, would not surprise me.
Yeah.
So his computer crashed. I'm assuming that it just turned off. Hopefully. Oh, not crashing this computer. I'm like, don't know.
Yeah, definitely better for it all happening now.
Yeah. Well, we will certainly talk about the main event, regardless of the unfortunate difficulties from Thomas and Jim today. We got the Elite going up against Team AEW, which, of course, Team Elite has Okada, Jack Perry, and the Young Bucks. And they will, their opponents, Team AEW, which will represent Bryan Danielson, Darby Allin, and FTR. We're going to see a lot of crazy things, maybe something very cool like last year. I mean, that was a lot of fun. Maybe we'll see a lot of heads right into deep in the ground.
You are going to get your fucking head kicked in!
Maybe we'll gotta go crazy.
Bitch.
All I know is this match has the elements of being one of the best Anarchy in the Arena matches in their young history with AEW. me personally, this one easily is my favorite, well, highly anticipated match, almost more than Malachi and Adam Copeland. But this storyline is going to be developed so awesome, man. I mean, this is not going to be the end of it. I think the Elite will win, but I don't know. All I know is the name of the match type is really fitting. It's always anarchy in the arena with these. So, what do you think, BJ? Oh yeah, my excitement level 10 out of 10.
Ooh, boy, this match. Of everything I've seen from the past Anarchy in Arenas, this match has me way more excited than I should be. I am already predicting Darby Allin gets set on fire somehow. I know that sounds crazy, but
forget Darby in this match.
Yeah, him being in a match alone, I'm worried, but I'm also in a sicko kind of way excited for whatever major body destroying bump he's gonna take. Who knows? They may actually go outside and hit him with an actual bus. I would not be surprised by this point when it comes to anything he does. I see the Elite winning. I don't see them losing like in their first big major match, as my son hands me a bus. I don't see the Elite losing in their first big major match. I see this leading to at least maybe a blood and guts thing. I think that's the big blood and guts match for this year's Elite versus somebody. Excitement level is at a 20 out of 10. I'm expecting this to be a match that's going to be gross, that's going to be uncomfortable for some people, and I wouldn't have it any other way for this. This is my violence. This is the violence I need when I'm watching GCW at times. So this is going to be fun for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm beyond excited for it. I mean, I don't know what we're going to see. I mean, I kind of like Thomas's idea. You know, maybe we could see Tony out there as well doing something crazy. But all I know is this match is just easily going to be something that we've never seen before. And I can't believe I'm matching Darby like you did there, man. So with him, I think it's going to be something that will easily be more brutal than the glass table that we saw just a month ago.
I don't think Okada's ever bled either. This might be the first match he bleeds in, or at least not the one I can think of.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever been in this type of match style anyway, with some really crazy.
It's going to be insane. There's going to be so you can pretty much probably highlight reel the entire match from start to finish with how crazy they're going to be tonight.
Well, just like shown earlier, somebody else approves.
I said I'm going to kick his ass. Is he going to come in here? He's going to kick my ass.
I never gets old for me.
Yeah, before we end this amazing episode 1 here, we're just going to cover a little bit of our opinions with some of the news that came out. It can just be a quick few minutes. I understand we got things going on here today, you know, with the pay-per-view that's starting in the next 4 hours. Hard to believe.
Yeah, I gotta cook. Find something to cook tonight.
Yeah, I'm making homemade lasagna. Sounds really good.
Oh, nice.
All right, so there has been an update from Fightful Select regarding Megan Bayne. She is on her way back to AEW. Creative pitches also have been made for her re-debut in the company. Quite frankly, I'm very excited for this. Megan Bayne is truly one of the amazing indie stars, especially with Stardom. That's technically not indie, but whatever. She had a hell of a match on GC just a couple nights ago. Really excited for this. What are your thoughts on this one, PJ?
Yeah, Megan Bayne is like once I didn't rewatch her when she was on Dark, and like the few Stardom shows I watched that had her on it, I was like, this woman needs to be on TV in AEW every single week. It might be just the size difference between Japanese wrestlers and US wrestlers, but she is like, I'd rather have Megan Bayne than I would Camille by this point.
Yeah, Megan Bayne should be a trade, and I think a lot of people are going to like her.
She was better than I thought. Like, I watched her match, I think it was last night against, was it Dark Sheet? No, I think she's wrestling Dark Sheet today. I forgot who she wrestled. Oh no, Addy Catch last night. And I'm not too much of an Addy Catch person, but that match that they had last night at GCW, Take a Picture, was very fun. It has me excited for the future of Megan Bayne. I hope she comes back to AEW as soon as absolutely possible.
Same. I know this is not newsworthy, but to me this is really cool. So Britt Baker's pay-per-view edition figure that was, up for pre-order for Target, pretty much is going to be a Target exclusive that I'm easily going to buy when it's on that shelf. Has been sold out, just so everybody knows. Now the crazy thing is, I posted that it was within an hour. It was all sold out within 5 minutes. I could not purchase it online when it became available. So Britt Baker making her rounds with some great things here. That just shows that Britt Baker is really, really missed. The other thing here, Fightful Select did report as well, Malachi's Black contract status is until the end of July. He does have a option, and then I guess Fightful adds to that report that AEW is most likely going to be picking up that option, and I'm glad to hear that. There was a thing that I don't remember what page posted it, but they said that his contract was already up. You know how the internet makes its rounds. So, but yeah, Thomas, so we're just talking about a little bit of the AEW news. We can just touch on it. We won't be on that much longer. A few minutes just to cover this news. Kind of like the women do with their opinions when news gets broken. So, yeah, I'm really hope Malachi does re-sign a new deal. He is easily one of my favorites with AEW. And I feel bad for Malachi because it has to come from Sean Ross Sapp to say something, because ever since this man has been signed with AEW, there has been so much false reporting with his contract status. I feel so bad for Malachi when it comes to his contract. But what are your guys' thoughts on that really quick?
I'll just say briefly, I mean, he did, the one thing that he did accept, obviously, he did say one time on Twitter, was obviously he didn't understand why he hasn't had many single matches, which he did acknowledge it, but he didn't say I don't know why it's not up to me, sort of thing. So I don't think it's a shot at AEW or anything, but I don't know if we're reading too much into that tweet when we hit back at when he tweeted about it. Because he very rarely says anything on social media, Malachi. It's very, very, very quiet. I want him to stay, but at the same time, if they're not gonna, this whole House of Black thing has been great for him. It's been great for him, but see, this is where I see the difference between him and Switchblade Jay White, because Jay White how long's he been with the company now? For 2 years.
Jay
White's been with the company for 2 years, has he?
I remember it was because AEW had he came in on their own after Mania show that people called it, because that Raw after Mania was so bad. So it was after WrestleMania 39. So yeah, that would be now about almost 2 years.
Well, he did, because Jay White's had because Jay White, I feel like he's had some big single matches, and I know Malachi had some big single matches when he first arrived as well, but it feels like to me it's gotten to a point of, if you're not going to utilize him more as a single star, I can understand if he wanted to move on as well, because I feel like he's this like, don't get me wrong, this whole House of Black thing I love, but there gets a point where it's like what's next? You know, what's the next thing? You know, they've had the trios titles. What's the next thing? Like, if they're not going to push them for tag titles, what are you going to do next, sort of thing? So, so I do think the whole contract situation, I think it'll be a lot clearer after tonight, whether he wins or loses, and what happens from there on. So, if he does leave, I think he'll do it not because, no, I wouldn't say on his part, but maybe it might have been booking decisions from AEW's part, maybe. But I want him to stay. I want him to stay just as much as you guys do. But I can also understand if he feels like he's given a lot to AEW, and he feels that he hasn't been given a singles push that he wanted. Maybe I'm just speculating. This is pure speculation on my part. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, obviously, on that.
Yeah, if you don't believe the internet, internet will pretty much gaslight you into believing Malachi is unhappy and has absolutely hated his time in AEW, which I don't believe at all. I mean, he came in, he had a good run, then he got injured, and when you get injured, pants have to be thrown out. I mean, I don't know what else to tell people. I believe he'll do. I want him to stay. I love Malachi. If he went back to WWE, I'd be fine with that too. I just hope he ends up better than what Andrade did when he went back to WWE, because I feel like I hear about nothing when it comes to him now.
If they take him back, if he goes back to WWE, don't leave him in the fucking boiler room or cupboard or wherever the hell he was.
That's where I feel, I'm not just saying you guys, this includes me. Wrestling fans got to remember that, you know, if they depart from AEW or WWE, there's other places that you can go to highlight your career. You know, I want Malachi to be beyond happy. You know, Tom Burgin is a really nice dude. I mean, he was really awesome with me when I asked him for a photo a couple weeks ago, and then I was like, yeah, okay, this dude is awesome. So, but we shall see. It's going to be very interesting. And PJ did bring up a good point with the whole injury thing. They are adding dates to us because when he was injured. So looks like it's going to be there for a while still. So
yeah,
with that. So according to the Calgary Herald, it looks like the AEW Hard Cup is going to be coming back on July 10th. I'm sorry, very soon. And then the finals is going to be in Calgary on July 10th, which again is very fitting because that's where Holden was from this last year too. And I love it very much. I'm hoping we get some really good winners this year. I seriously would love Anna Jay or Mariah May for the women. For the men, I really don't know yet because our roster for the men's side is so great. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Who would you like to see the winners this up? So who do you like to see be the winners this year?
That is very unpredictable now that I think about it. Jay White for sure for me. I don't know why, just Jay White. I want to see him win it. Jay White or Jack Perry. Those are my two picks for the men. For the women, Mariah May is my number one pick. I think Mariah May is my sole pick for her winning for the women.
Same.
I think I want it to be Rush. I want him to come back and just bulldoze through this tournament. Just because. I mean, I'll go back to the Continental Classic and how good he was then. Reminding everyone just how good he was. I want him, if he doesn't win it, I want him to at least have a good run in this Owen Hart Cup tournament. Rush. I want him to remind people like how good he is. I really want him to get a good run at least. If he doesn't win it, yeah, Jack Perry's a good shout. Jack Perry is a good shout. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know who to pick, for the men's. So I'm just going to go with Roosh just to see that. For the women, I don't like me personally. Mariah May doesn't need to win this tournament. I can understand people why, but I think if anyone should win this tournament, if you really want to elevate someone, Anna Jay's the one to do it. She has been this year, like last year, it was Sky Blue with all the matches that she had. She was everywhere. This year, it has been Anna Jay. She's had so many matches this year. If you're gonna elevate this girl, this is the place to do it. And she's getting more and more comfortable when it comes to cutting promos and whatnot as well. She's getting a lot more good at it as well. It would be a massive achievement for her at her age to win it. But I think if you want to give her a push, you don't necessarily need to put a championship on her by the end of this year. But just putting that on her, like her winning the Iron Heart, like that just. It's just a big statement, in the terms of and then you look how Willow came boosted from there to where she is now. I can see them replicating a similar thing with Anna Jay here. But yeah, the women's division, there's so much competition in that Iron Heart Cup. I mean, obviously Deonna Purrazzo, Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb. Just the talent is just, there's so much talent here, and that's not if they don't pull Billy Starks or Athena over from Ring of Honor. I mean, man, it's very hard. I want Anna Jay to win it. I want Anna Jay to win it because I want it, but I can see them giving it to Mariah May winning it as well. But yeah, I'm going with Anna Jay and Roosh for the Iron Hearts.
Maybe Anna Jay and Jack Perry.
That would actually be perfect.
Again. Oh.
Listen, give me the couples win.
I mean, they did with Adam Cole and Britt Baker. Why not Jay and Perry? So
that's why I want Sky Blue to win the Ring of Honor TV title off Billy Starks later in the year. Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. RH television.
That match will be badass. Like, I don't know.
They've had so many matches. They know each other to a T. So you know they're going to tear the house down, those two.
If I could be totally honest with you, Thomas, like, the thing about Sky Blue that I absolutely love is, like, what does she have, like a secret gym or something? Because she is like a veteran. Like, with her skill set, it's just mind blowing. Like, it's just, she is so good in the ring. It's just phenomenal all around. And Billy Starks is the same way.
Compared to last year, literally the last 2 months, she's only had 4 matches. 5 if you actually count her match with Kyle Fletcher for CSW, which for some reason is not recorded on the records for some reason.
I was very disappointed in that. I wanted to watch that match.
Yeah, they did. They will not give it. I don't know why. I'm really unhappy with their decision not to air that match. Like, people will pay to watch the two lovely couples beat the absolute crap out of each other, and they did. Why would you not give the fans that?
Yeah,
I don't understand that. I think that's wrong of CW not to air that, in my opinion. But I'm a bit surprised. In all honesty, I'm very surprised she's not had many matches. Because right at the start of the year, she had 8 matches in January, which is a lot of matches for someone to have. But yeah, last 2 months she's only had 5 matches, so she's not wrestled a lot for her. But I don't know when she's going to be wrestling again, because she's only got according to the schedule that I've got, she's only got 1 independence match she's got in July, but that's it. I've seen nothing else advertised for her at all, which is very weird. I mean, I know she's got this Miami Swim Week coming up next weekend she's going to be a part of, but that's and then obviously some meet and greets, but nothing else really. I haven't had nothing. So
we shall see.
If I ask her, she doesn't tell me anyway, so there's no point me asking me to ask her in a DM saying, "What's your next indie scale?" Or she won't tell me. I have to look for it. So I've tried asking her, and she's like, "Can't tell you." So.
I mean, it's like there's some things out there that kind of surprises me. It's like Ricky Starks, he's going to be wrestling an indie show with QT Marshall very soon. So Ricky is apparently getting back in the ring, but with an indie promotion. That was a surprise. So,
well, I'm going to get to see Fuego next weekend, because he's wrestling in Rev Pro next weekend. So that's gonna be cool.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
And Dan Helston coming there over there soon too. Dan.
Yes.
So Dan Helston's making a lot of rounds, doing a lot of work, and good for him. And that's the benefits of being with AEW. I feel that Tony doesn't have you on a leash. So, and I say that respectfully for any other company out there. So,
yeah, TNA's quite fairly fair with that as well.
Oh, TNA's really good with that. Yeah.
Yes, they are.
I mean,
good.
like Danny Luna, who's one half of the TNA Tag Team Champion. She's the women's Rev Pro champion as well. So she's champion there and half champion obviously for TNA as well. So as well as other people doing lots of other stuff as well. So shout out to TNA and letting the talent do what they want as well. So I think that's really important as well.
Absolutely. All right, so 3 other topics here. Let's get about the 2 health statuses of some very unfortunate injuries. The first one that I want to cover is with Kenny. Mr. Kenny Omega did get surgery in New York City on Thursday, May 16th. There is currently no timeline for his return for some in-ring competition, nor a return date. Could be, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but this could take quite a while for him to heal, which is fine because I want Kenny to be 100% ready to go, determined, because his health matters the most, more than me wanting him to get in the ring. So, the other news with Eddie Kingston. Damn, this one very. The surgery is more than we all would ever dream of. Which again, I hope Eddie does heal quickly. It is with an ACL tear, his tibia, just everything imaginable. Looks like he could be back around this time next year, around April and May. But very unfortunate with Kenny, and of course Eddie as well. So here on Follow the Revolution, wishes nothing but a quick healing process for those 2 men.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe they can get something from Darby and heal a lot quicker.
Who knows? Get all that healing power back in them, right?
Yeah.
And the other news, which is the last thing that I want to touch up on, and I think it's no brainer to talk about it because,
It's MJF! Max! Go get him, champ! Dad, I'm adopted?
I have to share that. That's my favorite. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, in fact, is expected to be back highly soon, soon as before Forbidden Door. So I like how Thomas made his prediction earlier. Again, he's
Long Island, New York. Definitely no coincidence.
No, he just works for he works for AEW. That's the thing.
I mean, it makes sense. Tony does a lot of partnership with Rev Pro over there. So I mean, hey. But yeah, it just, when this news came out, I mean, we all know that, speculation, time and time again with MJF. He's been active, I want to say at least 3 times since, he took his hiatus online, which again, it's making people believe that he really is leaving AEW. The first things first, when he did the whole tweet to Dwayne Johnson during Mania, that was perfect. Most recently on Instagram, he actually did a snippet where Chris Statlander was going to I think it was the Creator Wrestling Show, where Chris and MJF made their wrestling debuts. And then most recently he said something as well. I don't remember what that other thing was, but I think we're getting really that much closer to his return, and I think every AEW fan can agree to the fullest that it is it is taking a little bit of an impact away from AEW. MJF, he really rejuvenates everybody, and when he comes back, it's gonna be freaking awesome, man. So I guess he re-signed back in like sometime around 2022. So again, stories just come out. So, but yeah, this is great news, and I want that scumbag back sooner rather than later. But yeah, I would certainly save that for Forbidden Door, and it makes all the sense in the world now why they're doing it for Forbidden Door in Long Island. So yeah,
set it up. TK at Forbidden Door. Adam Cole, looking like he's going to win it. The AEW International title. MJF comes out of nowhere with the mask on, the Devil's mask as well. Having wear the Devil's mask, all covered in black and costed him. And everyone knows it's him, but he hasn't taken the mask off. And you just that. I just want to see that stare down between Max and Adam at Forbidden Door, and then the build up between that and All In. Like, it's just gonna be so freaking good. 1 year ago, they were the best of friends, and they were gonna do it for Wembley. And I remember, I got so emotional when Max said to Adam, "We're gonna do this." I was my heart was pounding so hard, so much. Yeah, being there and listening to it, and I'm gonna be even closer to the ring this time as well. Man.
I mean, see, that's what I've been saying all along. Like, when MJF does return, because there's no way the feud should have ended like that. At World. Yeah. There's just no way that ends that way. And like I said earlier on TikTok, the hate that I get, you won't believe the stuff that I read from when I posted that report on TikTok. My gosh.
It's not true. He's signed with WWE.
You're going to be set up for disappointment. That's all I'm going to say. And I want to see this one more time as well, because it's one of my favorites with MJF and Adam Cole.
Pardon me, gentlemen. Excuse me, but I have an announcement here. Shut up, Shivani!
I just want to see that one more time, too.
Man, Shivani always gets shit on, man. Why does he have water poured on him? He gets told off. Gets knocked down, but, and then he's like Britt Baker's little buddy, and and then Taz makes a mockery of him on commentary sometimes. And there's Nigel McGuinness talking smack to him.
He gets it from everywhere. He's not safe.
Tony Schiavone deserves better. Hashtag Tony deserves better.
What do you think, BJ? Are you excited for this? Which I need to even ask you, but
very, very excited. I can definitely tell that MJF he's needed for AEW. He's needed to be on TV. It's weird, just I'm not one for long promos. But when MJF is serious, he's one of the dudes I can listen to talk for an hour on end, just because of how good he is, how good his quips are. He's quick on the mic with his insults he's good at even treading that line of being a good guy while still being a-hole heel tendencies with them. And for a show about wrestling, he brings that best part of sports entertainment to everything. So I cannot wait, whether it's tonight, whether it's in Long Island, whether it's on a Dynamite after. I am looking forward to MJF's return.
Yeah, it's much needed at this point. So
yeah.
And again, I think
what kind of MJF are we going to get, though, when he comes back? Are we going to get the MJF babyface that we really love? Or is he going to go back to being what he was before because he changed because of Adam Cole, but because of what Adam Cole did to him, Is he just going to realize, nah, I'm better off being on my own?
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for the on my own MJF.
Mm-hmm. Me too. But only time will tell. With that being said, thank you very much, everybody, for watching this inaugural episode of the Mentally Corner. We will be back next month. This will be a head-to-head type feel going forward, kind of like a numbers. What's the word I'm looking for? A numbers discussion when I post the numbers when they come out for which is the most highest rated watch show. Is it going to be the women's going forward, or is it going to be the men's? It's going to be like a fun type thing that we will be doing. But again, I'm not taking that away from the women because damn, they do a good job over there. They will be back again next month, probably the week after Forbidden Door. So no, actually, that's going to be in July if that happens.
Yeah.
So, never mind. They're going to talk about Double or Nothing. But either way, there would be a lot of good things going forward for Follow the Revolution. I've been wanting to go more active, more on YouTube. A lot of people have been requesting some ideas, so I will certainly use that. And I'm just going to show one more clip here. And before I show the clip, Tony Khan, AEW, thank you for an amazing 5 years. It is so good to hear this company reach the 5-year anniversary. So it was something that Dax Harwood did say something last night on Collision. Quite 44 seconds, but enjoy.
That pay-per-view changed my life. So thank you, TK. Thank you very much for bringing me back into wrestling, brother.
Yeah, same.
Bruv.
I will. I'm gonna trim what we're gonna say, and then I'm gonna tag Tony in this too. PJ, do you want to say something on behalf of Tony as well in AEW?
Yeah, 2019 was a year where I was really falling out of pro wrestling, and AEW coming along really and reignited my love for wrestling, and I'm happy it's here. Here's to 5 years, and here's hoping for another 25, 50, or however many long years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly said. I'm hoping nothing but the best as well. You know, like this company, I don't care when anybody says if you want it off air, that's not a fan. You need this company to be on the air because, man, it's making wrestling so great again. So, but I say that all the time. Yeah, I'm going to hop out of here. Thomas as well. PJ, thank you guys again for joining me on this. Please go on your favorite social media outlets.
Thank you very much for inviting us.
Yes, and follow all our pages. Pro Wrestling World 64 on Facebook, Sky Blue News on Facebook too, guys. And make sure you follow them on all other social medias as well. If you can do, really be greatly appreciated. All help supports the pages in any way, shape, or form. So thanks for everyone who does that. Really does make a difference to us.
Absolutely. I appreciate all the love and the support that everybody has been giving me these last 2 months with the launching of Follow the Revolution. Hopefully we will get Honor the Elite back, but for right now, let's just enjoy what we got going on here. But I'm blabbing. Have a good night, guys. Day, whatever. And enjoy Double or Nothing.
You too.
Single man and woman that wakes up in the morning, goes to work, has a terrible day at their job, but comes home, turns the TV on, and flips on AEW. And for that one moment in time, whether it's 2 hours or 1 hour a night, for that one moment in time, all your problems are gone. That's what I'm fighting for. 1 time a week, 2 times a week, I get to be your hero. We get to be your hero. And one more time, if we die tomorrow, one more time, at Anarchy in the Arena, one more time, we get to be your hero. Top Guys, out.